Okay, let's call this meeting to order, if we could, please. Let the record show that Magistrate Lear is absent. First order of business would be the minutes from the May 16th meeting. This was mailed to the magistrates.
Motion to approve is presented.
Motion by Sam Hutchins to approve the minutes. Is there a second? Second by Jerry Hahn. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. I'm going to try to go a little slow and holler the names loud enough. Okay, bills and transfers. Rhonda was not able to be here today, but I'll try to answer any questions you may have. Some blacktop paving from Mago. Getting caught up on the blacktopping, I think, Brad, aren't we?
Yeah, I just wrote a work order, purchase order for some in the Burns District, and then Sam, so we released Congress to be paid, but that's the only ones I've released so far.
By having questions on the bills list and additional bills list and transfers, otherwise entertain a motion to approve. Motion's been made by Jerry Hahn, seconded by Bernard Ice. All approved, say aye. Aye. Excuse me. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Next would be second reading of the 2017-18 budget ordinance. This was advertised for second reading and adoption today. Entertain a motion to approve on second reading the 2017-18 budget.
We already done it?
We did the first reading already.
I'll make that motion, sir.
Motion by Bernard Ice. He had his hand up first. When I get him to go, we better get him.
I think it's
Second by Keith Metcalf.
I think it's a very fair budget. Thanks to everybody that spent a lot of time and effort to get it to work.
Thank you. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove, the motion will carry. Next would be a budget amendment. This is, might even be one more before the end of the year. We know end of the year is June 30th. Budget amendment basically takes in some money, additional revenues as described here, and then we put them into an expense account to make it all balance out.
Motion to approve it as presented for the time being.
Thank you, Sam. Second by Jerry Hahn.
Could change again. Could.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove, the motion will carry. That's what get politicians in trouble when they don't amend their budget. What are you laughing for, Jimmy?
It's probably not the only thing.
Yeah.
Hey, rate order.
Maybe a tweet or two might be.
Pay rate order 2017-18. I presented you guys a copy of that. Generally speaking, 3% increase. There's a few variants here and there because people may have gotten some extra training or done some other things that would allow an increase, but everything's pretty well standard. Entertain a motion to approve the pay rate order for 2017 and 18.
God, nobody's going to put a hand up on that?
I didn't like that.
But 29-year veteran said he will do that.
I'll
Thank you, Bernard. Second by Sam Hutchins. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry.
Everybody's got to get paid.
Yes. Okay, let's go to, next would be appointment to the North Nelson Fire District Board. This is Dexter Watkins for reappointment, and he wishes to continue to serve.
He's
Terry,
already
it's in your
on the
district.
board?
He's already on the board.
Yeah.
Have a motion to approve, Terry? Okay, motion been made by Terry Hahn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Keith Metcalf. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. This is a taxing district board, so you got to follow the laws on that, those appointments. And it does require fiscal court's approval. Next would be tourism budget. Tourism budget for 2017 and 18. The proposed budget goes from $878,500 to $929,500. Anticipating increases in the restaurant tax and some in the room tax. And I've got my questions answered on the payroll increase, the marketing, the person, you actually hire a new person to do some of your marketing.
Yes, in the past, probably 4 or 5 years, we have contracted out 2 different positions. We've worked with a relations firm to help us answer media inquiries and kind of be a filter for journalists wishing to come on media visits. And then we've also did a staff share with the Stephen Foster story and what that person did. I don't know if some of you met Billy Bass when he was here. He did social media and group sales for me and kind of was my support in those two areas. With Billy moving to Chicago, and we've really, the public relations aspect has really, really grown for us in earned media. We have decided to pull those, to kind of cease those two contracts and pull that in-house for a full-time person. You know, when you have a full-time person in your office here that's dedicated just to you, the output is always so much higher than what it is. So that's that increase. And we've shifted some funds from the public relations line item and then our contract line item to kind of shift into that.
The $30,000 is being shifted now, those
Yeah.
funds into the,
So that's our kind of exciting thing. Sorry, what was that?
I said that, not just.
that's what he said, he agreed, he'd call it.
Where you shifted funds from one area to another to compensate on this person.
So, and we're really excited about that. We think, we've been operating on since I've been here for 13 years, our business has pretty much doubled, but we haven't really changed our staffing that much at all. I've just kind of contracted this out, contracted that out, that we're to the point that I need some support to continue for us to grow at the rate that we're growing.
What did your contracts cost you last year?
Between the two of them, it was $38,000.
And a full-time position is going to be 40?
For the average is 40 to 45. It depends on experience. I don't know if I can get a really good experienced person, I'll have to pay them a little bit more. If I have someone that's not quite as experienced, we can go a little less, but.
Motion to approve. Motion by Terry Hahn to approve the tourism budget.
I'll second.
Second by Sam. Now, any further discussion, Keith? Anybody?
I'm sorry.
All approve, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Good questions. Good questions. I'd like to ask the court if it's okay, go ahead and advertise to bid police vehicles for this coming year. By the time we order them, it'll be into the next year. While we're doing so, and our budget you just approved, I'd like to go ahead and advertise for the code enforcement trucks as well.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But because they won't come in until probably August or September anyway.
How many police people?
We're getting two of each, police vehicles and the code enforcement truck, and the sheriff, whatever we get, the sheriff has some money in his budget for the same thing.
Four and two?
Yeah. If he keeps wrecking them or tearing them up, he might need additional one or
Yeah,
two.
people keep running into them.
Looks like they're pretty busy.
So if you'll allow,
How much is it?
motion to advertise for bids for two police, the police cruisers and the code enforcement truck by Keith Metcalf. There's a second by Bernard Ice. Any further discussion? All approve, say aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Next will be second reading and adoption of zoning request 2222 and 2361. That's now in Hayden Holdings. This is in regards to the property adjacent to the landfill on the rock quarry site. You guys approved at the last court meeting.
Yeah.
On first reading, could I get a motion to approve on second reading and adoption?
Make the motion.
Motion by Bernard Ice, second by Sam Hutchins. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Next will be second reading and adoption of amendments to the zoning regulations in regards to bed and breakfast dwellings. And I was able to answer some questions to some people potentially trying to get into that business the other day. And once I explained it to them, they were very satisfied with the making everybody on a level playing field and making it equal for everyone. So I would ask the court to approve, if we could, the second reading and adoption of those amendments. Motion by Jerry Hines, or second. Everybody scared to raise their hand? I need Jeff every once in a while. Bernard Ice, second it. All approve, say aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Next will be 17-18 materials bids. This is your little booklet that Brad passed out to you.
Basically, the front page is your cover sheet that summarizes everything that people bid on. We do have some multiple bidders on some. The summary page would give you, there's two particular items. We tend to get it from two particular vendors, depending on the availability of it and whatnot. But it'd be the road oils. We got two bidders there from Marathon Petroleum and Asphalt Materials. And corrugated metal, same thing, Ace Pipe Supply. I just put them on the front. Sometimes we use Contec, which is a company we've used a lot in the past. And it's based on availability, guys, for both of those items. Sometimes RS2, one company may have it, one company may not. So I'd like to keep those options available at their bid prices. Does that make sense? I mean, if I get in the middle of a
Last year's,
project,
evidently, we had to do that on the metal, or maybe year before that, on the metal pipe.
we had to do on the metal piping this past year, and I had to do it on the oils RS2 as well. I mean, sometimes you get in the middle of a project, you need more than you thought you needed.
Well, and also, how much longer does it take to get to Louisville to get to the marathon versus the E-Town? So the difference in the labor can make up the difference in that price.
Correct. So I
Keep both on.
just keep,
Yeah.
what I would need from you guys,
I think it's a good
and there's one caveat before we approve this entire list, is approve the list that's submitted based upon the summary on this.
You guys can talk to that.
I agree.
The salt bids, you remember we approved that last court meeting. I need an amendment to that.
I think the front cover.
I need an amendment to the salt award. I submitted that to you guys. Keiko had not given me the total list yet. And the guy apologized. It came in about a week after court. Actually, Morton Salt was 1 penny cheaper than Detroit Salt Company.
Oh, they did half a penny sometimes.
Yeah. So, that being said, when I had submitted to you guys originally, Keiko would not give me the entire package. I need an amended salt award
It was done by-
to Morton Salt. That's who we got from last year.
Just $5 a ton cheaper than it was last year? 63 something
Yeah,
last year?
Yeah.
right at it. And that's based on supply and demand. That's 100%.
So we can do one motion that'll take care of both things,
You take care of this whole front page
and the salt,
and the salt.
and the salt bid
And
as
salt.
well.
Because I gotta get those guys a letter out.
I entertain a motion to approve the list and the amendment to the salt bid.
And to approve the list with the option of using either
Either
or
bid.
on the road oils.
And the metal pipe.
And the metal pipe, and approve the amendment on the salt bid as well. I'll make
You put that motion, thank you.
Yeah.
Sam Hutchins, second. Jerry Hahn. Any other questions, comments? All approved, say aye.
Aye. It's an echo.
It's an echo. Any disapproved, the motion will carry. That sounded like an echo, didn't it? Okay, 2017 and 18 flex funds, state money that comes into the county on some rural secondary roads. We use them on county roads as well. Those flex funds will be used. Now, media, did I give you guys a copy of that too? I do it so a week or two ago, and I can't remember. Sometimes you've got it. The list of the roads. Jerry, Hope Ridge for you, King Road, Potter Shop Road for Sam, and Newton Valley for Keith, and Bernard issued a big pile of lists the other day.
A clarification on Hope Ridge, so the news media knows, that's only approximately 8,000 feet of that the flex funds will pay for. Jerry knows that portion. Did you hear me, Dean?
Hope Ridge needs some additional county money.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to, I was listening.
That's okay. Flex funds
I
will
knew
pay for
that.
about 8,000 feet of it. In total, there's 14,261. Jerry will submit in a couple weeks his list that will help finish out the remainder of that road. Yeah, that was all Jerry got on that particular road, was $51,000.
So what I need court to do is authorize the county judge to sign, and once the state has signed and returned the agreement to me, and allow us to issue POs. Put all that in form of motion. You get that?
Yes, he said.
Make a motion. Motion by Jerry Hahn. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second by Keith Metcalf. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry.
Question.
Question?
This will probably be the fall before it comes in, won't it?
No, they've been returning these contracts. I'd say I'll have it back within 3 weeks, probably.
Very good.
And I will issue.
Have it ready.
That's the reason I wanted to go ahead and authorize you guys to issue the purchase order.
I'm going to need
And
more
that
court
motion.
action from there.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, next would be EMS report. Joe?
Numbers for May are 584 calls were made. 136 of those were non-billable or incomplete. We made 14 trips from one of the end stations to cover Bardstown. That's continually try to get it down a little more each month by having an extra truck on during the day here in Bardstown, so that helps out with that. 20 patients were treated but did not transport. That fall into our $100 charge for treating those transport during the month. Since last meeting, we replaced the weather siren at Bloomfield. They had a siren that would not rotate. Like to publicly thank Salt River for helping us with that project. They've been a real partner on our weather sirens whenever we need anything. They'll step up and help us out if they can. Made a trip to Washington DC since the last meeting. We try to go, ambulance providers try to go have representatives there every year to meet with our congressman, just to keep punching along with our congressman how underfunded, under-reimbursed EMS is from Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare right now reimburses at 70% of our cost. Medicaid's about 20% of our cost. Of course, everybody else is trying to get those dollars too, but we keep our name in the bucket. Had a real good meeting with the congressman about those topics.
Okay. And we've got another siren we're gonna put out.
We have actually 2 sirens. We've recently got a grant that we had applied for last year and didn't get, but then they had some money left over. So we have 2 new sirens. One will go at Nelson County High School, and we're going to add a location at Nazareth Village with the second siren over the next couple of months.
That whole Nazareth complex and that whole area out there in general.
These new sirens.
Nelson County is just a replacement.
Is a replacement.
We already have it there, but-
The original sirens were in 94, 95, so they all have some age on them. The new sirens are non-mechanical, so there'll be less maintenance on them. It's the same siren that we have at Botland. They look like a barrel sitting up on the pole, but they have more omnidirectional with the sound than the one that just rotates around.
Probably somewhere along the lines, Court, the next year or two, we ought to consider doing maybe a major overhaul of the balance of the sirens around the county. And that would be maybe replace half of them one year, half of them another year to
Keep everything.
well, it's been, I remember, I was, 1994 or 5, we got that, some money to do that. That's how long they've been up.
That's been a while.
And we've had to replace parks and stuff, so it's probably time to,
Yeah, and we'll get probably another grant this year for another replacement.
and those are outdoor sirens, just bear in mind, it's not made for the people to be able to hear it inside your house. If you're lucky, if the wind's right, you can hear them, that's fine. But they're really made for people that are outdoors, to be on alert.
Still encourage folks to have the weather radio that's in their homes.
Yeah.
How many sirens we got?
We have, county has 14, the city has 6.
County 14, city 6. Now we'll have 15 because we're adding one.
All right.
We got Hartstown, you're in the neck of the woods, Hartstown,
Balltown.
Balltown.
Balltown, Boston, I've got the whole list.
Yeah. But they're strategically we try to locate
Right,
them.
populated areas where we want to.
Thank you. Landfill solid waste report, John?
It's been busy with all the roof replacement from the hailstorm. The engine for the high lift for that replacement supposed to be shipped in from France. It should be get the US today, delivered to Louisville Friday, and then pretty fast. So then it might take a week or 2 to get that put in. So hopefully by next court meeting, hopefully we'll get our high lift back.
Did they ever say why, what caused it to fail?
Sometimes it's on it.
It was around a little over 900.
Just so me to know, this is a full replacement of our engine or our
High lift.
high lift at the landfill. It's still under warranty.
Yep. So Wayne Supply, they've been good to push that along to get that replaced, give us a replacement while that one's down. So they've been really good to work
And
with.
they actually provided us with a used machine to use at the landfill while we were out. So you can't ask for service any better than that.
That's
in my
right.
opinion.
Our dirt hauling project with our articulating truck that we rented, it started yesterday, so it's been going very good. Hopefully we get a lot of things done in the next month.
Do you have any idea how many loads you hauled?
31 loads yesterday.
31 loads.
And he was a little bit slower yesterday because we had, in the morning, we got training, on-site training, site-specific training. So hopefully in the next couple of days.
A little bit of rain too.
A little bit of rain in the morning slowed it down, so hopefully we close
Last
to
week we
full.
hauled for 2 days with 3
tandem trucks. And by about 1 o'clock, he'd already hauled more by 1 o'clock than we hauled in 2 days.
Who's doing the hauling? Did you get somebody to step up and?
Three different guys.
We got one guy, at the lane.
Okay.
We got 3 guys that'll alternate out from the road department to help those guys out. They stay so short on help that we'll make it work.
We have a couple of our guys trained with engine trained, just in case.
Oh, partnerships and teamwork.
Sure it is.
That's right.
I'm gonna stick that one right in my pocket.
Yep.
We'll pull it out one day.
He brings it up whenever he needs something.
As well, that's government working good, so I appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate the help. That's all I had.
Road Department report, Brad?
We're finally in the final district, number 2 for bush hogging. So everybody's been done except Sam. Sam, we've been in your district for about 3 days now, I think 3 to 4.
Yeah.
So I assume in the next week and a half we'll be completely done. We start back over again. It's already caught back up with us. I want to say the guys told me they began last year on May 17th. We actually began this year May 1st, which is, I was shocked by that. I guess that warm weather we had, and we postponed it last year. I didn't realize that till we got back looking at some of the records. Boom Moore, Jerry, we're in your district. Finishing up Wilkerson Road, headed to Russell Road, then there's some areas in Bloomfield. We got Mercy Run, and then we'll jump out of that and go to District 4 from there. Grader crew, Keith, we work on the flats, you know that. We've gotten mud, Cooksey repaired. Fixed Shoemake Meadow lanes and culverts. Thomas Lane failed culvert there. Did some ditch work on Hutchins Lane. Sam, have you seen that? It turned out really good. The homeowners were very pleased with it. We didn't leave until they said they were happy with it. Did the same thing out on Crenshaw. Guys, what it is, some of these ditches just get deep and rutted out, a lot of water. So we'll put channel lining in it. And on Crenshaw, we actually, if you guys ever seen it, how you top dress it with concrete.
Oh, yeah.
After you put the channel
How
lining
much
in.
splash on top of it?
Yeah, and just, so it
Hold it
just
in place.
try to help hold it together. Burnt, we actually did, I know it's not in your district, we discussed it, Harrison Fork, we fixed that 4th Creek crossing. Actually, we addressed all of them while we was down there.
You just don't.
I really don't know.
It's actually, some of it maybe in Boulder County.
Well, that particular crossing, I talked to the judge down there, or judge and secretary, and that is in Nelson County.
That is the break right there.
Yeah.
We've always an agreement that we take care of, unfortunately, off the creek crossing.
All the creek beds.
See,
The county had that agreement way years ago, so we're,
That's really important.
wonder why they had that agreement, because it was just so close, we're so much closer than what they were, I guess, I don't know.
The reason the issue came out, 61 down there is closed, totally closed, because they put a new bridge in, and they got a backhoe. So our people in Nelson County can go out that way, go on 245 to separate.
But just bear in mind, you go through three streets.
3 crossings, low water crossings.
Some of them just creek too.
That's just water.
Okay, Patton Road, Keith, we're done with those culverts. They're working on for.
Did a good job on it.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you.
We got
Concrete on
there.
top of it.
Yeah, Barnes Road and Cornish, that's stopped up. Hibbs Lane Bridge, we had a huge tree go down, that's in Jeff's district. We had to get that out and we had to fix the cattle gap on that, so. And then Cherrywood, you saw the pictures on that. Yeah. We're gonna have to work with the state on that, Dean, and they're gonna allow us, we
He's
need.
got it on the list.
Okay, we are gonna.
On just up the road a little piece.
Correct, but we're gonna do the work if they do the flagging. That was my interlocal, working with the state, that if they'd let us do it, we'll do it, and they flag, so that's where I'm at.
All right, thank you. While we're on road department report, I have a blacktop list that District 1 wants to submit. Blacktop list 17-18 to be approved for this new budget we just approved. We're going to take the body, Keith and I had this discussion, we won't take the bottom Simon Greenwell off at this time, but we'll probably add it back on later. And we're going to look at the total needs of all the districts and probably have to put that back in the mix later. But this will give us something to get started on. Mago's looking for some work, Brad, I think.
Correct.
So if we could approve Patton, of course, Newton Valley's on the list we just got approved by the state. Culvertown Schoolhouse Road, W.T. Thompson Road, D. Head Road, and Tarpon Lane. Tarpon Lane was blacktop and Jody Mauser was magistrate. That tell you something? 1990 something, then 98 last year doing it.
I'll make that motion.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
It was good luck.
Motion by Keith to approve his list. Second by Sam Hudson. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? And motion carry, you got that.
And that will be next year.
Well, hold that. You guys get that, hold the last one. We'll probably come back with that and a few others as we get, I want to look at a bigger picture of things.
Did you give them a copy of that, Dean?
I did. I give Elaine, and these guys got a copy of it too. It's not, it's in the box. Anything else, guys, on the road?
You want to do mine while we're at it?
I haven't got it yet. Well, you got too much chicken scratch on it.
Brad wouldn't let me use his calculator.
I tried to hide it this morning. Want me to give it to him, or what do you want to do?
Well, I haven't even had a chance to look at it. Can we do it
Yeah,
next
we
week?
can do it next week.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
I want to make,
Yeah.
it might be some additional.
Well, I'll worry about that later. I've got enough to cover this.
Yeah, in your current budget year?
Yes,
Okay.
counting what I had left from last year.
And this new year, 120?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But it's not getting in the, because you got
No.
75,000 the other.
That's out on the outside line item.
I don't know if you guys realize, we got a code. I got to decipher these guys, they won't come out sometimes the same.
But we can hold it till next time.
Let's get it clean.
That's
Yeah, let's get it
okay.
clean.
I might have to do a little more adding.
Let me have back.
Brad's got
And
it
then
clean.
Jerry and I discuss, and Jerry and I will go over his road list as well.
Yeah.
But Jerry and I need to sit down and pin it down exactly.
Magistrates, do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
On the agenda? Under old and new business, well.
Do we need
Recreation.
Tyler,
I do that every time, don't I?
planning commission's budget? Do we need to?
No, we don't prove that.
we'll talk anyway.
Howard, you have anything you want to report? I'm sorry.
Last week we did a little workout at Coletown Ballpark, put some picture on the field, kind of leveled it out a little bit. They started softball this week, so, and started kickball last week.
Next week or so, we want to get you, myself, and Keith together. He's on the rec committee board. We want to ride up to Chapman and look at Charles's lot that we
We were
want
just talking about that.
to take on.
Also, I need the scoreboard out there, first game's tonight.
It ain't gonna get a scoreboard tonight.
We'll print some signs.
All right, you couldn't go come out and do the score.
What's that guy? Who does that? The ball coach in Waymark? They got
Does it at Wrigley?
Rick, was that where it is? Yeah.
R.L. Harrison came out about 3 weeks ago and did some painting for us, added some handicap spots for us out the park, and did some other lining for us out there. Soccer's wrapped up, and then baseball's wrapping up next week besides that. And they're doing some bush hogging out there, saving the
Killing me.
Under old new business, just so you know, on June 20th, our next fiscal court meeting, in your mail, or you picked it up probably, there is a rezoning that we will have to have first or second reading on if we were to approve it. That is a rezoning quest number 2486, A1 to I1M. This is a piece of property out there on Double Springs Road, 5 acres. The Planning Commission had about five conflicts of interest from the planning commissioners, so they passed it on to us without any recommendation. So we will have to take this on itself, and the evidence, there's plenty of evidence in here. I have not gone through it with detail yet, but please review real thoroughly. Okay? Then I don't have anything else on my list. Anybody else have anything you want to bring up today, Tom?
The soil conservation fees, we're a taxing district, we need to report to you guys once a year, and I'm here to do that. I think we mailed the thing, whatever, to county judge, I think.
You guys got a copy a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember getting it. Maybe I didn't I'll make you a copy of it if I hadn't. I do things in advance, and I forget, Tommy.
Okay. And being we are a taxing district, we gotta have a record that the fact that we turned it in and that somebody was here. to
I'll
report
bring it up to the June 20th meeting then.
Okay.
Because they said I did not give them a copy. I'd rather have it.
I don't remember.
Well, I'll come back, sir.
Yeah, you don't have to, but you're always welcome. Let me write this down. Soil conservation.
Yeah, I don't remember getting that.
I've got it. I received it.
Yeah, it was last month when Gail mailed it.
That's 30 days in advance. I forget that. Nothing else, guys? Matthew, anything?
No, sir.
Otherwise, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
By Bernard Ice. Is there a second?
I'll take it.
Second by Jerry Hahn. All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all.